Today is the 15th of August 2025. Yesterday we had gold sales, yeah, which we said we're expecting gold to drop down into this weekly low. Gold did that yesterday, and the objective has been met here, so we have to reassess. But before we reassess, let's see what happened yesterday. So yesterday I said if we close below yesterday's Wednesday's closing price, then I'll be aggressively taking sales from Wednesday's closing price down into these targets here. I wasn't on my chart, so I couldn't actively follow the sales. Yeah, so I just placed a limit on this unmitigated supply. Yeah, so price didn't get into it, it just got into the closing price and dumped. Yeah, so I wasn't really on my chart yesterday, so I couldn't follow. But let's see how we could have approached that if I was on table and sit here. So yesterday we came into this 30-minute breaker. Right, so after we came to that 30-minute breaker, what did we have? We have this drop. And after this drop, we had what? We had a very clean money transfer. Yeah, very clean money transfer. From where? We had a clean money transfer from this high, right? This high here that led to this drop till this high. Right, so this high now becomes the protected high. Right, so this high now becomes protected high. Let's do that. So this high becomes a protected high. Then what did it do? It broke structure down here. Right, so after breaking structure, we now have what? The inducement. Yeah. So since we've had the inducement, do we have a clear POI? Yeah, we have this POI here. But personally for me, I need lower time frame liquidity, higher time frame POI. So 5-minute liquidity, 30-minute POIs. Right, so we'll start sales schedules around here. Right, 5-minute liquidity right here. Alright, so this could have been our first entry, but we didn't take that because this is where the money transfer happened. Right, so the 5-minute liquidity was this tiny red line here. Right, so the 30-minute POY we had was here. Right, so we can just place our entry on that 5-minute inducement. Yes, since there's no POY above the 5-minute inducement on the higher time frame, all we could just do is this, because we know that this is going to be taken. Right, we know it's going to be taken. So what we could have done is this. Yeah, so this is what we could have done. And stop loss right above the protected level. Safe targets first, like our usual safe targets first. This was our safe targets. And anything after this is wishful thinking. Yeah, we're just hoping price will do that. Yeah, because I recall I did something like this yesterday. Yeah, so that would be like, typically I would have taken partials of my safe targets. Yeah, safe target, take partials, then anything else is just wishful thinking. So just let it run. Right, that's by the way, our safe targets first. So that would have been let's see, that would have been 9 hour, around 9 hours. Yeah, that's that. Let's see, were there any other entries? Wanted to be aggressive, here there were entries, but I wasn't on the chart actively, so that's that. So let's get on to today's price. Okay, let's get on to today's price. Fresh day, fresh chart, fresh perspective here. One target has already been met, so we reassess. It's Friday, end of the week. Price might be slow, but it is what it is. Yeah, so daily time frame, first target has been met. What do we have? We have price pulling back. So remember, we still haven't gotten into the equilibrium of this range yet. Yeah, we still haven't gotten there yet. So we need to get there. We're still in premium. So I'm still looking for sales. I'm looking for sales into at least this level here. Yeah, we're still in premium. So I can still find sales, right? At least into that level. So where do we want to take the sale from? So we have this point here, right? Daily supply. So price has tapped into that daily supply and we're having a rejection. So let's see on a 4 hour, then anything in floor. Nothing needs to really be rebalanced on a 4 hour, but I see this as the super liquidity pre-cut structure, right? We don't have anything to rebalance on the 4 hour. So I just feel like price is going to not feel like sorry. So price is going to go down from this point here, this daily level, yeah, and drop down into these levels down here. Right, drop down into these levels down here. So I'm still looking for sales. Right, I'm still looking for sales. Although this breaker is looking quite nice to be able to push price up. Yeah, so what I'm seeing, yeah, besides this that's happening, and besides the sell I'm seeing for the buys, what I'm seeing is this. I'm seeing this as potential buys. We have a liquidity here, right? So this candle that dug into liquidity has now been engulfed by this. Right, so since that has happened, more often than not, we'll be getting like a reversal. We'll be getting a reversal, and the 4 hour didn't really have anything to rebalance, right? So what we might see is something like this. We might see this happen, right? Like how we've seen here, we've kind of had like money transfer from this point to this point here, right? So all I want to see now is for price to create us some sort of inducement, and then I'll happily take the buys if I see that happen, right? Taking the buys to target what? Target this right here. I'll happily take the buys. But if I don't see that, I'm still down for the sales, right? If I don't see that for the buys, then I'm down for the sales. And where would I like to take this buys from? Yesterday's, or rather today's opening price, which is yesterday's closing price. So around here, that's where I would love to take these buys from. Right, so from here like this is where I love to take the buys from. So today's opening price, which is yesterday's closing price, I love to take the buys from there. Right, so that's what I'm interested in. But before that, I'm much more interested in the sales down into this level here. But if I see what I want to see from, then buys all the way. Right, buys all the way. There's no one clean money transfer here. We just kind of like had this break here, right? No really clean money transfer happening. Yeah, we'll just see what price does. Yeah, just see how price behaves. If I get that inducement, then I'll happily buy. If I see something like this happen, it will get down into these levels, then push up, then have maybe like double lows, something like that. Take all of that and go. If I see something like this form, I'll happily take it, right? If I don't see this form, then I'm not interested in anything around there. Right, I'll just be focused on the sales. Let's see for the sales, what do we have? Well, we've looked out for the buys. For the sales, what do we have? Let me see. I think we had this pre one on 2 hour. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2 hour. So let's see. 5 minutes. What do we have? Yes, I'm still going to be paying attention to all of this. Yeah, still going to be paying attention to all of this. On the 5 minute, what do we have? So on the 5 minute, we had price tapped into what that daily supply, push down, breaking structure, tapped into this, created some sort of inducement here. Mm, what's that inducement here? Sorry, let's click something else. Add this as an inducement. Alright, so same thing. Your lower time frame inducement, I'm going to be using higher time frame POIs. So do we have any POIs here I could use? No fresh unmitigated POIs here. So what I can do is here this long week right here. I can use like 50% of that week. So I'll be using 50% of that week, like this, right? For those cells to push us down into probably like this level here. Alright, so I'll be having these cells first before I think of the buys. I take M5 range cells before I start looking out for the buys. Yeah, so this would be my M5 cells. Alright, so this is my M5 cells. What do we have? We have sweep of liquidity. Then we have the breakup structure, MS. Then we have another breakup structure right here. Alright, so that's all we have. Yeah, so on M5, this is what I'm taking currently. Alright, so since I am seeing this as a roadblock, I'll just take my profit somewhere around it. So 4.7 hour, right? 4.7 hour. That's more than enough. Even 3 hours is more than enough. So 4.7 hour. I'll just be having that as my first target here. Price may dig lower here, but for now, I think I'll take this. What I'll do is this here. I'll take partials, right, around here. I'll take partial profits around here. So I'll take partial profits around here. Meaning I'll be moving most of my volume from this side here. Partials. Then I'll hold up the rest of my volume down into this low. Right, so that's what I'll do. Partials first, then full volume at this low right here. Right, so this is how I'll approach this. Yeah, that's that.